All right, I was just talking to you in the other video about progress on the coupe car and the Camaro here. So if you want to check out what's going on in it and you haven't seen it, go to my video on working on the Camaro and the coupe car, and you'll see what I'm doing with it. Now on this video, I'm going to be talking about my personal cars because a lot's happened since I posted my last video about my personal car. I posted about old Rusty and my plans for it, and I was going to take it to the sandblaster and stuff. But I'll tell you what, a lot can change in just a day or two. So I was going to take old Rusty to the sandblaster, have it all sandblasted to get it ready, but I listed a MT82 transmission that I had for sale on Marketplace. Had a guy interested in it come the next day, bought the MT82, bought my Windsor motor, my Power Glide, the MSD grid, the fuel system, everything I had that I took out of the drag car that I was going to be putting into old Rusty. He bought every bit of it, MT82, that whole setup. So that changed plans. I didn't take old Rusty to the sandblaster. I ended up listing my enclosed trailer, 24-foot enclosed trailer for sale. Sold it in 2 days. Went and got a 28-foot because I had been wanting to get a little bit bigger trailer, so when I go racing, I can have a car and then I can have a golf cart in front of it. But back to the car, and the issue with old Rusty is I don't have no drivetrain to put in it now. Sold my Windsor motor, sold transmission and all that, so no drivetrain. So my plan is now is to keep old Rusty still, but not take it to the sandblaster. Don't do anything further with it. I do have it up for sale on Facebook Marketplace, pretty cheap. If it sells, it sells. If it don't, I'll use it for like mock-up on the tube front ends and maybe parts that I would like to make down the road. I'll use it as like a guinea pig car. So with that being said, I'm going to start on my coupe car. I've had for 14 or 15 years now. I have to go back and check to make sure, but I bought it like a year or two before I bought my Cobra, and then I started working on the coupe car, and then I got the Cobra, and all my money and attention went to it, and it just sat in this state. I have all the interior for it. It is upstairs, but right now it's all gutted. It's mini tubbed. I did the mini tub a long time ago. I may redo it a little differently. It's not bad, but there's some little stuff that I would change now that I know now that I didn't know before. As far as sitting the car a little bit lower, there's some things that I want to change. But yeah, I'm going to start on my coupe car. The drivetrain that is going in it, probably not my mod motor. I've talked with Brad and we've bounced ideas back and forth on what's the best option. If I should rebuild the old Cobra motor, the 4.6 4-valve car motor that came out of my Cobra. It was an MMR 900 motor, and use it in the coupe. I'll have to buy headers. I'll have to buy everything for it, intake, everything. I do have a Holley HP system for a 0304 Cobra that I was going to put on my car, but I'm going to leave it and I'm going to use it on the coupe. But we bounce back and forth, and it's probably the smart thing to do is to not put that motor in this coupe car and to just go Coyote. If I do it now, I'm going to save in the long run if I decide to want to switch over later on. So being that I would have to buy everything, might as well start with a Coyote and be done with it. I'm not doing anything I'm not getting rid of my old Cobra motor or anything like that. I'm going to freshen it up basically like it was and keep it as a backup motor for my Cobra if anything ever happens to the stock long block that's in it now. So I had a small block Ford, Team Z, K-member, A-arms and everything. I'm keeping the A-arms. I have the K-member itself for sale on Facebook Marketplace. Hit me up there if you're interested in it. It's for a small block Ford, brand new, still in the box. I'm going to just buy a mod swap K-member. That way I'll have it back together. I am about to freshen up this rear end. And I say freshen up, I bought it just like it is. It's narrowed a little bit. I think an inch and a quarter on each side. Have to measure it just to be sure, but it's at least an inch. So it should fit really good with the mini tubs and my wheels. 15 by 10, 6.5 inch back spacing wheels that was on my Cobra. But it's braced a little less than what I want. And it has, I'll switch the camera around and show you. It has some kind of janky added lower control arm brackets, and the coilover brackets aren't too bad. They're welded pretty good, but I am going to cut all this stuff off, clean up the rear end really good, because I bought 10 Soldiers 8.8 battle ready kit, and I'm going to be putting all this on. I got their lower control arms. I got all this on the Black Friday sale that they were having. I do have the Team Z, but I was going to run the larger, 14 millimeter bolts instead of the 1/2 inch. But with the trouble of drilling out my brackets, because I don't plan on changing the torque boxes, so leaving the 1/2 inch on here, it's just going to be easier for me. I don't see any need in having the big 14 millimeters because the car's not going to be doing no radial racing or anything like that. So I'm going to stick with the 1/2 inch, and so that's why I got their lower control arms, and I bought their the Team TRZ uppers, just because I didn't want to use the relocated uppers on this car, because I plan on sitting the car pretty low, and the relocated uppers would get it the instant center. It would put way too much anti-squat in the car that I plan on wanting. So because I'm going to stick that rear way up in there, so I just got the factory location uppers instead of the relocated. Yeah, I did that because I'm going to lower the back of the car is going to be so low that I think the relocated ones is going to put it at too much of an angle. So that's what I'm thinking on it anyway. I may be wrong, but that's my thought process, and that's what I'm going to be doing. And I have all my used stuff that came off of the Cobra. I got them up for sale. I've already got a lot of parts for the car. Manual rack, anti-roll bar, which I'm not sure if I'm going to use that anti-roll bar now. But yeah, that's the plan now, is I'm going to be finally starting on my coupe car. I'm not going to be messing with old Rusty, and I just wanted to update y'all on that, because I did my last video, and a couple days later, my whole plan changed. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm looking for a Gen 2 Coyote. That's what I'm gonna be putting in it. Motor's gonna be stock at first. Don't have the money to be building no crazy sleeved long block or anything like that. So Gen 2 motor, man, I'd like to keep a manual in it, but I probably will be better off in this car putting automatic in it. So Powerglide Turbo 400, leaning towards Turbo 400, but that's still up in the air. Depends if I find a deal on something or not. But automatic Coyote swap. It's going to be I'm not going to tube the front end on this car or anything like that. It's going to be built for the extreme street style classes. So I'm not way outgunned on a small tire. I should be still kind of competitive in extreme street. So I'm ordering a cage from More Chassis. I can bend my own cage and everything like that, but a deal that you can get off of More Chassis, especially right now, I'm getting it from Black Friday special. I'll have more time in figuring out what I need to do to bend the cage and notch it and everything like that than if I was to just get their kit. It's pre-notched, pre-bent, ready to go. So I did that. It's just going to be a 850 cage. Nothing crazy. I don't want no funny car cage in my car or anything like that. Like I said, it's going to be more of fit towards extreme street. So I'm going to be putting the dash back in it, carpet, all that. Try and fit the back seat in it. Yeah, looking forward to messing with it. So what I'm going to do now, it'll be in the next video, is I'm going to start cleaning up and prepping this rear end for the stuff I got from Team Z, said Team Z, but for the stuff I got from 10 Soldiers, put my brackets and all that on there. It's not going to look as good as what they do. They do some awesome work, but I'll get it slapped together and waiting on parts, and as they come in and I start working on it, I'll start making videos of it. Well, as you can see, I have the coupe car not on the, I guess roller deal that I had made a while back for it to sit on out of wood that it's been on for a good while now, a couple years now. It is off of that, and that is because I talked about it in my other video, my normal shop videos. We have a lift. I installed it over the weekend myself, wired it up myself and everything, so use at your own risk if you're over here. But yeah, I stated it in my other videos, but I'm really happy to be able to have a lift. It's one thing that since I've had a garage I've wanted, and I don't know, it's a pretty big deal for me. It may not seem like much, but a lift is it's pretty wild that I actually have one, and it's in my garage. But back to my coupe car, is I took it off of the roller that I had it sitting on, because what I need to do, I have an old Bronco that in my past videos that you see me paint a tailgate for. He's back. Well, it's back, and he wants the whole thing painted. Not only does he just want it painted, he wants it off the frame, and he's going to have the frame sandblasted, and he's going to paint it himself. So I've got the lift. I am going to pull the Bronco in, pull the body off of it, sit it on the roll cart that I had my coupe sitting on. I have almost everything to make my coupe a roller. I only like a few things, but I don't want to spend the time and a little bit of money working on it to get it rolling. So what I did is I makeshift a little roller for the back, bolted in on the lower, where the lower control arms are, and then I took the ones that I made up front off of the hatch car, put it up there so I could get it off of that that roller, because I'm probably going to put the Bronco on it, which I may have the Bronco tying up the lift for a little while because it needs some panels welded in, floorboard panels and the patch panels welded in, and it'd probably be easy to get to on the lift. So I'll probably end up doing it on the lift. But last you seen that I was messing with the coupe car was the rear end. I got all the old brackets and stuff cut off, cleaned them up, and then I got to where I needed to work on stuff in the shop. Monday came around, so the weekend, the Thanksgiving weekend passed by, so I got it all cleaned up, but I didn't have a chance to weld my new brackets and stuff on, or I would have had the rear end able to be put in the coupe. But I have that stuff in the car. The new K member, you can see right there for mod motor Coyote stuff came in, so I have it. I still have my other for the small block Ford for sale. I haven't sold it yet. But what came today was my cage kit for the coupe car. It's from Moore Chassis. It is just basically hold up and weld. They've already notched it, bent it, and everything. Moore Race Chassis is where it came from. I got my plates in there, and I didn't just get kit. I got like a drop box that they sell of just scrap pieces of chromoly that they either messed up on or couldn't use. I got the drop box of it so I can practice a little bit on chromoly, because I haven't TIG welded any chromoly before, so practice a little bit on them pieces before I start doing the actual cage, unless I can find a real short skinny person that can crawl around in there and do it for me, because that would be the best thing. Have somebody else do it that can do real good. My big, tall, meaty man trying to get in this little coupe car, weld that cage up in tight spots is just don't sound real appealing to me. I don't want to get into cage work and stuff like that, because for one thing, my knees ain't going to hold up. I already have problems out of them, and trying to put them in awkward positions and stuff like that just doesn't sound appealing to me. But somebody's got to do it, so I'm going to do mine if I have to. But if I do find somebody local that's a little bit more nimble than me, I may get them to do it, and I'll film that too. I'm not going to put it off like I did it when I didn't do it. I'd like to do it, but I just know what's involved. People that do cage work for a living, does it all the time, they earn their cost of what it takes to put a cage. Well, especially this is going to be a simple 850 cage. I can just imagine like a 25.5, 25.2, 3, whatever. Man, it's just so many bars and stuff like that. They're expensive for a reason. But I'm going to leave y'all off on there. Hopefully next you'll see the coupe car getting the rear end brackets welded on, put under the car. Hopefully get the K-member and stuff under there. Maybe set up a mock-up motor. Depends. I know I told you I was going to go Coyote, but that mod motor's sitting right over there, that 4-valve old Cobra motor. So you never know. But I'll see you on the next one.